Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to look at a record by Corrosion of Conformity called Blind. This album came out in 1991. It's one of my all-time favorite metal albums of the 90s. I think it is greatly overlooked. In 94, they released an album called Deliverance, where Pepper Keenan, the guitar player, took over the full responsibility of lead vocals. And I think the album is just a little bit too safe for my taste. And it's a little too poppy for my taste. This album features the vocal of Carl Agel, or Agel, or I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But Carl joined the band in 89, left in 93, and recorded one album, which was in 91, which is this album. Let's take a look at it song by song. The first song on this album is These Shrouded Temples. This is an instrumental, kind of sets the mood for the record. It's a little slow. I really enjoy it. It's short to the point, but gives a nice vibe for the record. Song 2 on the album is where we really kick it off, and the song is called Damned for All Time. This song, to me, is basically very, very Metallica. I would say it's like early Metallica, Ride the Lightning type of vibe Metallica, with what I think are better vocals. I really, really like the way the album kicks off because I think you get this vibe that it's going to be this heavy Metallica type record. And it might be the least favorite song for me on this album. So that's good news. Song 3 is Dance of the Dead. Now, Dance of the Dead was like the first song I heard on this album. I saw a video for it and I went out and bought the album. And it kind of had more of like a punk attitude. It had a quick moving vibe. I thought it was great. There was some Iron Maiden aspects in it that I really enjoyed. But it was a lot more raw and a lot more guttural. And for that, I really love it. Again, after the album and hearing it over and over, and now however many years later it is now, it remains one of my least favorite songs on the record. The next song on this album, song 4, is Buried. This is where the album takes an absolute turn this way. And we just skyrocket to what I consider to be the best part of this album. And just where it takes it up a level where you're like, oh, this is good. It's very Black Sabbath-y meets modern metal. There's a grunge aspect to it. There's a nastiness to it. It's just an absolute great song. And like I said, it's where the album really starts to kick into what I call the next step. Song 5, Break the Circle, continues right with Buried. It is really just another Sabbath-y type song. Really great. I really think now we're like getting into a groove of possibly some serious metal that is face melting. It's just great stuff. I really dig it. I think it's still to this day, one of my favorite records, and greatly overlooked because Deliverance is so like revered, and I don't think it's that great. Song 6 completes the trilogy of face melting metal with a song called Painted Smiling Face. Just great, Sabbath-y, riff rock, metal. It's just great. It's just, I think it's awesome stuff. And it's funny, now that I think about it, the record really moves in threes, because the first 3 songs on the record have this older metal vibe of like early 80s Metallica metal. And then the next 3, 4, 5, and 6 have this Sabbath-y touch that I think really elevates the band. The next song is Monstrous. Song 7 is a song called Mine Are the Eyes of God, and it is thrashy as it gets. It's a great thrash metal song. Again, now we're moving into a new phase. It's still raunchy, it's still grungy, but it's thrashy. Great stuff. Song 8 is Shallow Ground, and Shallow Ground kind of brings us back. It's an instrumental, and it's a little bit lighter. Kind of reminds me of how UFO used to do some instrumental stuff at the beginning of songs. Sabbath-y, Laguna Sunrise-ish, if you will. It's got a much softer sound, but it doesn't last that long. The next song, song 9, features the only vocal by Pepper Keenan on this album. It's called Vote with a Bullet. It's a little bit more, there's a gain on the vocal, so it's a little bit more disguised in his voice, but a great angry song. And again, now we're getting a little bit more towards a modern metal sound. Well, modern metal for the time. It is 1991 after all. The next song, Great Purification, has like this groove. It's just, I would call it like a moderate groove, angry metal, face melting. Goes right in line with the album. It's probably, again, not as good as the things that led up to it, but I like it a little bit better than the first 3 songs. The next song on this album, song 11, is called White Noise. This song kind of reminds me a little bit of Pantera with the way the groove is. It's, again, now we're getting back again to the 4, 5, and 6 sound of this album. Really great, nasty. I have to recommend this album. If you are a fan of metal or anything heavy, put this on in your car, turn it up, and if you're on a drive, you will see exactly what I'm saying of how this album has been grossly overlooked. The next song, On and Off, has been my favorite song on the album. And I say on and off because I think 4, 5, and 6, all 3 of those always vie for that position. And then sometimes so does this song. The song is called Echoes in the Well. And it reminds me, it's like if you said to somebody, I want you to write a song with the groove of Stranglehold by Ted Nugent, but I want you to make the lyrics real haunting and angry. Oh, all right. Here's Echoes in the Well. It's effing great. It's just a great song. Meant to be played loud. This whole album is meant to be played loud. And this band should be revered for this album, and this singer should be looked at as a singer who really crushed one of the greatest records of the 90s. The last song on this album, song 13, is called Remain. Well, it's ... Remain. And it's just a short instrumental, a way to lead out of the album. Again, kind of reminds me a little of Metallica early stuff, but it's slower. I just can't recommend this album enough. That's basically every song on the album. Give this a listen. In the description, I will put a link so you can listen to it on Spotify. This is one of my all-time favorite metal albums. It's definitely in my top 10 of all time, and I don't really hear anybody ever talking about it. I think that's criminal. I think songs like Painted Smiling Face, Buried, and Echoes in the Well are 3 songs that every metal guy or anyone that's into heavy music should know. Anyways, that's going to be it for this week. I'll see you next week with another album. As always, very good.